What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all. Yep. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. My bad, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We live, baby. We live. We ain't finna edit none of this. It's right here. You know, no nuts. It's Miss Beauty checking in. I got my co-host with me.
What's up, y'all? I forgot to put on lip gloss today, so I feel a little naked.
Your skin glowing now.
Thanks.
I know you always notice when I ain't got no lip gloss, no earring.
Yeah, I sure ain't got on no lip gloss or nothing. I don't know. It's been crazy today. I've been in recovery.
Yeah. It's been a crazy 7 days for me, but hey, I'm here,
Yeah.
and I'm swimming,
Baby, they say just keep swimming.
You hear me? Okay. Well, y'all in the studio with us today. We got a guest. I need you to tap in one time for me.
Hello, hello.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk louder.
Look, she is so soft spoken. I literally just said, "Are you really this soft spoken for real?"
I'm so sorry. Hello, hello. I am Stephanie Meachum, and I am your next Hinds County coroner.
I know that's right.
Ooh.
Period. Coming
I
in here with the
am.
confidence on 1,000.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna ask, okay, what does the coroner do besides come
Pronounce
to the
everybody
crime
dead.
scene? And you know what I'm saying? Like, what does the coroner do?
The coroner is actually the person that is going to investigate that person's death. Okay. We are going to be called to every scene outside of a hospital facility. So if it's a sudden death at your house, if it is an MVC on the highway or in the city streets, or God forbid, it's a homicide.
God forbid, in this Hinds County,
Right.
it's coming.
The coroner will be called. And what the coroner does is basically they have jurisdiction of the scene. Everything is on lock until the coroner gets there.
Right.
Once the coroner get there, the coroner assess the whole scene, and the body is the coroner's. So it is our job to open up our eyes and listen and see and talk to people that was there. You have your first response team that's there, like JPD or AMR. We all come together and we work together and do that. But it's our job to gather all the scene evidence and everything and investigate that case and then conclude cause of death. And in that part as well, we examine the body. Even though we are not the state crime lab physician, we have to gather all that information for autopsy if we need to. If it's something in reference to we need tox, like you may be a home death, no autopsy is needed, but sometimes you need further information. So we may draw tox, and to help us conclude cause of death. And then sometimes you may not need tox or autopsies. We have to do our due diligence to get medical records on this person. So it's our job. We're the gatherers. We make sure that we do everything that we physically can to tell you how this individual died. Remember, we are, and let me just say, not we, but I will be the voice of the person that cannot speak anymore.
So with being a coroner, like what experience, I guess, do you actually need? Like do you have is it like mortuary science?
Okay. We have some of the candidates that's running that have mortuary science background, criminal justice background. We do not autopsy. We do not embalm.
Okay.
That's, as far as embalming, that's the funeral home.
Right.
As far as the autopsies, that's the state crime lab.
Right.
We are the gatherers of information.
Okay.
We are the eyes and ears of further investigation.
Okay. So I'm trying to kind of put this together. So you kind of like Nancy Drew a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, let me kind of backtrack just a little bit over the last question asked. But okay, I've never heard anybody say I want to be a coroner. Like, what made you want to be a coroner
Let me
or
just
run for office for coroner?
let me just say this. You have to have the heart and the soul to
Mm-hmm.
do this. This is not something that you wake up and say, "Oh, I want to be a coroner."
Right.
It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of people, we have 6 individuals that's running for this job. I've been in death investigation for 25 years. This is in my soul.
Whoa.
I work for the community. I'm here for the community. I'm not here for, how they say, oh, you're going to get paid because there's so many deaths in Hinds County. It's not about that. It's about caring for the fellow man,
Mm-hmm.
your next door neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
your friend. I want to be that person that's going to care for you. I'm going to be there during the time that your individual passed away and after, because you're going to need me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk. You're going to have questions
Mm-hmm.
answered and stuff like that. You just, it's really just not about going out on being called and being there and investigating and it's over. This is a long going thing.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody ever lost somebody, you don't get over it in a day, a week, or a month.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. And
Right.
sometimes you may need me again. You may need to ask some questions. You may need some follow up. So as the coroner, I'm like, in some cases, I'm your big sister,
Mm-hmm.
I'm your auntie, I'm that person. And doing this job to me is so fulfilling. Even though it's the worst time of your life,
Right.
I just feel that I'm that person to help you through it.
And I feel like that's really important. Like I feel like when it comes to jobs like this, like being a coroner, being a funeral home director, stuff like that, I feel like you said, although it's another day for you, this is probably the worst day of their lives.
Yeah, this may be the first death that you ever had in your life. Okay, yes. As a coroner, we have seen many deaths, hundreds of deaths, but we have to treat you just like it's our first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of compassion, like you said.
Yeah. And you're gonna have to have compassion. Like one thing for me that sways me into voting, I like people that I can see. Like when I see your name, I know this is you. You know what I'm saying? And people prefer realness. They prefer people that's like, okay, well, she's just like me, but even though she's in this office, she's somebody I can reach out and touch. You know what I'm saying?
Basically a personable experience.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you want every
Right.
experience to feel like a personable experience. So, okay, you said that you work in death stuff for like 25 years, death
Yes, ma'am.
investigation.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
talk more about your background in it?
I sure can. I started off my death investigation with Sharon Grisham Stewart.
Oh, wow.
I managed the office for 11 years, single-handedly. We never had any issues, any problems. And my job was to facilitate all the deaths that occurred in Hinds County and to talk to all the families to make sure that they were treated
Okay.
well, they had the information that they needed. Also, as being the office manager, you got to see about your employees too. You got to make sure they are right. It's mental thing dealing with death every day. You all watch television and stuff, but you don't know what you actually see it and you go through stuff. Babies, that haven't had the opportunity to love and to feel and all that. We have to go through a lot. So you have to be there for your employees as well. And then I had the opportunity in my 11 years working with her to be a deputy as well. So not only did I run the office during the day, but at night I was on call as a deputy. So that's my upper hand over the other candidates that's running. And as far as my other experience, when I left the coroner's office, I went to Vital Records, the death division. So that job was to not only I left the county, now I am reviewing 30,000 plus death certificates for the state of Mississippi.
My God.
So I had to facilitate with all 82 counties and inform the coroners and give them education on how to complete death certificates and how to do cause of death sequencing. You know, so you just don't put words on a death certificate.
Yeah.
It needs to make sense. You know, and then you need to understand if you're putting a cause of death on a death certificate, when a family comes, they don't know these big words.
You got to be able to.
If you're
dumb it down.
putting it on the death certificate, you need to know how to explain it. Don't put something down that you can't explain.
Right.
So that was my job, to orientate all 82 county coroners. And that's what I've been doing for the past 9 years.
That's pretty awesome. Like, so have you? Okay, because before you came in, we were actually talking about the coroner that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So, like, have you gotten like an endorsement, so to speak, from her, to where like she's
backing you.
backing you on this journey?
As far as your campaign goes.
Oh, you gonna go deep over here.
Wow.
Look, we a little nosy.
You know, we people's people now. We people's people.
Well, no. Miss Stewart is not endorsing me, and which is okay.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fine.
You know, you all have seen signs blanketing the county,
Right.
and I don't have that backing. All I have is that I work for my community, and I have been. I'm out in the county, and I'm doing things and going different places. I don't want to be that person that you just see when somebody dies.
Right.
I want to be that person that goes into the high schools and talk to the young people, go into the nursing homes and talk to the residents. You know, we all have to be together in this. It's not, I'm not, you know, a robot like, oh, I got a call, got to go to this thing, go to this address, whatever. No, I want to be there and you know that you can call me after hours. You can be that person. And to go back to, no, Sharon is not endorsing me. And I can't tell you why, because we've worked together so closely. But all I can say is Stephanie Meachum
Period.
is Stephanie Meachum.
What you say?
I am married to the county, and it's through death do us part. And then after death, it's life after.
Listen, hold on. That's a slogan right there. That is that's so like, okay, because technically this is like a campaign run, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that like your slogan?
It is. I am.
Period.
We on a t-shirt, honey.
We together, sickness and in health and in death, and then after death, it's life after, because you have to survive after you lose your loved one. And I want you to be able to reach out to me. You know, Stephanie, it's not Miss Meachum, it's not Coroner, it's Stephanie. Stephanie, you know what? We done buried my baby, and you know I'm having some issues and some problems. What can I do? I need to be able to facilitate. Well, ma'am or sir, did you do victims of violent crimes? Is it something of that nature? Or if this person was in the armed services, it's different things. So our office needs to be able to help you in any aspect that you need. It's not like I'm going to investigate and I'm gone.
Right.
No, it's a continuation. We a family. Like I said, we married. We a family now.
Right. So one of the things I want to say is, like, I heard that you were running for coroner from word of mouth and several word of mouths. I don't know nobody else that's running for coroner. Like, I'm just being real. Like, even though you might not have that big whoa, but, as far as that endorsement went, but, I've heard, like, around town that you're running for coroner, and I don't know nobody else running, so.
Well, I don't want to give nobody a plug, but
no, we not.
It's 6 of us running.
Yeah, I've seen
yeah,
other
that's
signs.
like what she said. See, I
It's
ain't
6.
even paying no attention. Like,
I've seen the signs.
Yeah, it's 6 of us running.
but see, if I saw that slogan, that would have made
But
me
see,
look.
is your slogan on your sign though? Is your sign does it have like green on your sign?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I've
saw that
seen
one,
her
yeah.
sign too.
Yeah. It is. Well, that's a big slogan because sometimes when you have signs and you've been told, don't put too much on there. Because if you put too much on there, then you're going to get overlooked.
Right.
And basically, I don't want to put a whole lot of stuff on the sign.
Mhm.
I want to go out and talk to you,
Right.
touch you, shake your
Yes.
hand, ask me a
Yes.
question.
Right.
You know, it's not about a sign because remember, signs can't vote.
Mhm.
That's
People
very
vote.
true. That's very true.
People
That's very
vote.
true.
What you
And I'm a
said.
people person, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to talk to you. You know, I don't have the large backing and all that. I can't blanket the city with signs and stuff like that, but I can be at your facility. I can be at your town hall. I can be, I can be there. And that's what I want to do. I don't want you to see me just when somebody passes away.
Mhm.
And you shouldn't. We should all still be working together because we have to give awareness to things.
So a question that I have too, like when it comes down to voting, it's such a stigma. Like I'm in like the 18 and 35 range of
Okay.
age, right?
Okay.
So my question to you is, what do you feel like you can do to actually make voting seem important to the young people? Like how do you feel that you can get out into the community basically and talk to the young people to encourage them to vote for you?
It's really I'm gonna just say this. It's hard when I can't fix a ticket.
Right.
Mhm.
I can't fix the roads because and don't have anything to do with the water. You know. And then
Don't drink the
people think
water,
that
huh?
and then people
I
think
tell
that,
you.
oh, I never lost anybody.
Mhm.
You
Did.
know. Right.
Mhm.
But you have to think you have to come out of the box. Sometimes, we are stuck in a box that it's like, oh, it never happened to me. It's not going to happen to me. But if it does, you want that person. That's like your sister, your mother, your auntie. You want that person that can take you and say, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me. I got you. And as you said, what to make the young folks that don't think,
Voting is
they in this
important.
box or in this bubble. My mama healthy. We don't have no sickness in our family, But you could just be walking down the street and a car can jump a curve and you go. So now I need you to think outside of that bubble. I need you to think that it may happen to me. And if it happened to me, who do I want to be there with me? Who do I want to be there to tell me, well, you need to do this and this is this and what do you have this? And sometimes, you want a cloud when that happens. You want a cloud. You don't hear anything. It's almost like Charlie Brown. Wonk, 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 wonk. But I'm going to be there a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, and sometime maybe even next year. You may still need to come and talk to me and ask me a question. I'm that person. So I want young people to know that just because it haven't happened to you, don't mean it's not going to happen to you, but be prepared. Be prepared.
Right. And I think a lot of times, like when there's a sudden death, people are caught off guard, and the first thing that comes to mind, oh, how I'm gonna bury them, And I had a friend. She lost her cousin, and they didn't know anything. They didn't know anything about the victims of a violent crime. Like somebody off the street was just like, well, y'all didn't get that, y'all didn't try to see if y'all could get, victim of. They didn't even know, like completely ignorant to the fact, like they was trying to pay all that out of pocket,
Right.
But I think there's one thing that the people need to know. There are resources,
It definitely is. And then, a lot of people and a lot of our candidates are saying that we're transparent. Even our interim person, we're transparent. The thing of it is, you say we're transparent, but are you being actually transparent? We have to be out there for our people and tell them, don't wait until it happens. Talk about it. Advocate about it. Do outreach about it. That's what I'm saying about the coroner's office. We have to continue to do outreach. We have to do different things. Like now, you see different schools and are having mass shootings and all of that. What is the protocol that's put
That just
together
gave
for
me
us?
chills. Just
Yeah.
You know, we live in a state that have natural disasters. What is the protocol put? We have to have that. And that's, as the coroner, I want that transparency to know that I have a protocol in place for all of that, for all of us, because we never know when it's going to happen.
Right. So, okay. This is Jackson, Hinds County, part of, Jackson. Okay, so mentally, you spoke about seeing to your staff, making sure they're mentally okay. But what about you? Making sure you're mentally okay. Because, like, at the end of the day, with crime being the way that it is, it's a lot.
It is a lot. Let me just say, I am human just like everybody else. Okay? You deal, like right now, the job that I am doing right now, I am the director of Mississippi Violent Death Reporting System. And my job is to review all deaths that occurred in the state of Mississippi. Now, these are homicides and stuff. So I have to read these cases all the time.
So dark.
Interpersonal violence cases. That's something that I do every day right now. Like I said, this is what I do. It may sound a little morbid to some, but you have to have somebody that have the heart and the compassion to want to do it. But what I do, and like I said, I am human. You have to get out and socialize with other people. You have to say, okay, the day is done. I'm going to get out and I'm going to go and have a drink with my friends. Or I'm going to go and listen to a concert. Or I'm going to go and just go with my girlfriends and just laugh. Just laugh. So as the coroner, and if you see me out at a bar, or if you see me out in a club, we are human.
Right.
We need to decompress.
Right.
Because what we're dealing with, and that's what I do. It's not about, oh my God, did you see the coroner was out and she had some wine, or the coroner was out. We are human. I am not going to lie to you and say that I don't occasionally have something. I'm not going to do that because it's something that, everybody needs it. And regardless if I'm not drinking or anything like that, you need to socialize and take yourself out of the situation. I am also I'm certified as mental health.
Oh, wow.
I have that class of certification, mental health first aid. You have to have all of that because it's so much that we deal with. You can't all the time just say, you have to take the blinders off and open yourself up to everything.
Right. I think that's dope, man. I'm just so like.
So like I get like basically you saying like the balance basically like basically you'll have balance. But what I have a question about, because I just was thinking about this when you said that you'll get called to every scene in Hinds County if or when you're selected as coroner. But what if you're on vacation? Then what happened?
Well, as the Hinds County, they have the chief coroner, and then they have deputies.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They
So
have deputies.
You was deputy before, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
At the time that I was a part of the Hinds County Coroner's Office, you have the chief deputy, and at that time, I supervised 7 deputies because we Hinds County, you all.
Yeah, we be
Things
having
is
a lot going on.
And it's not only homicides. You have nursing home deaths. You have home deaths. So you have to be there. And one of the biggest things, you should not have your loved one to pass away and you sitting there for hours
waiting on
for somebody to come.
That's true. Because the funeral home, they won't take the body.
The funeral home cannot touch
until she's there. Wow.
Yes.
So,
and that's which brings me to my next question. People are always saying that you know, oh, well, we sat out there, we waiting on the coroner. Then it's, funerals. Like growing up when I was younger, funerals, if somebody died within the first 4 days of the week, that funeral was that weekend
Mm-hmm.
or the first part of the next
Mm-hmm.
week. Now I've noticed funerals are like 3 weeks after, a month after a person has passed. And it was due to the crime lab being bagged up, or, like, how do you plan on tackling those types of hurdles, Because, a lot of times, people, they ready to go ahead and get it over with. You know what I'm saying? They lost a loved
Exactly
one
right.
and they just want to go ahead and get it over with. Like, how do you plan on tackling those types of hurdles like that? Because one of that, for that fact right there, a lot of people have a misconception of the coroner.
Is
Yeah.
that really the coroner's fault though?
No,
No.
but not. I'm sorry. It might not be like all the time. It
Mm-hmm.
might not even be that the coroner's bagged up. It might be that it's the crime lab that's bagged up. Like, you never know. But she's the face. She's the coroner. So we're gonna blame it on the coroner. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And it's like within the community. I'm from West Jackson, so I'm around. I hear
You hear a lot, yeah.
I hear a lot, and that's what people say.
Yeah, and I understand that. And you got to realize in a case that is a high profile case or
Mhm.
something, or which means like a homicide or
Mhm.
something of that nature, that it's other agencies and entities that's going to take part in this case.
Mhm.
And you never want to rush it.
Mhm.
Let me just say this. Remember, we not on TV.
Mhm.
You can't
Right.
do
Real life.
you can't
Yeah.
do it in 45 or an hour like you watch an
Mhm.
episode.
Right.
You cannot. And you got to realize too that the crime lab have, their timeline. That They
Mhm.
can only take so many bodies a day. And
Mhm.
remember, they are autopsying for the state of Mississippi,
Not
Mhm.
just
not
your
just
county.
Hinds
Mhm.
County.
Yeah.
I
You
never
know,
knew that.
so that takes time. And then also you got to realize too, if you have extra testing to do. And you got toxicology, and in some cases, depending on if it's a baby, you have histology and you have ancillary studies. It's other stuff that go along with it to combine all of that. And really and truly, we try to do the best. And being working in the office and as a deputy before, we all have to work together and try to get the information to all agencies so they can do their job properly. I promise you, the coroner's office don't want to prolong
Mhm.
if we can. We really don't. But sometimes it does lead into a longer time. Um, but as you say, timeliness is something that sometimes it can be avoided. I don't never want to speak bad about the last administration or anything like that.
Mhm.
But it's no way that if a person died naturally in a nursing home it shouldn't take you that long. It shouldn't take you over 5 days to complete a death certificate. I worked for Vital Records, and it was for the state of Mississippi. And legislator
Mhm.
rule is you must complete a death certificate within 5 days of that individual passing. Now, sometimes you may need a little bit extra, but you do know what really caused that person to die. You may not know the cause exactly right now if it had further testing, its autopsy or tox, but at least you can give the family proof of death so they can move forward.
Mhm.
Now let me ask you this. And I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
But speaking of like how you're saying basically legislative
Mm-hmm.
rules that you have 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk on that the Mississippi Valley student who was
Mhm.
found with the hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like when it comes in like with several people doing autopsies,
Mhm.
who actually does like the
Mhm.
final death certificate?
Good one.
Okay, in this case, this individual died outside of a hospital facility.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the coroner. So the coroner of that county will complete that death certificate. And what that coroner is going to receive the autopsy report, and he's going to have tox, he's going to have law enforcement reports, all of that information. Okay, and he's going to conclude the cause of death from the state medical examiner.
Right.
And I see in this case that this individual is having a second autopsy.
Yeah, and that's
I saw that
that's
too.
where that question came in, because somebody is paying for it.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, Kaepernick.
He's paying
Yeah,
for it.
they just want
Yeah.
to make sure everything is done up to par, and this family and this young man is getting everything that he needs, and nothing is being covered.
Yeah.
So,
Transparency.
but there you go.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
Mm.
So, we all work together.
Yes, ma'am.
None of us work. We don't do this job by ourselves, and the coroner's office need to have a relationship, not just know the chief of police, not just know the sheriff department, the fire department. We need to have a relationship to work together for instances like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is somebody's baby.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I
You know
agree
what
with
I'm
you
saying?
on that 100%. And I feel like a lot of the times people don't treat situations with care a lot of the times until it's their loved one who is the one that's lost. So, yeah.
And let me just say this. As the coroner, I can't look at what your past was or what turned your light off.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're no longer able to speak and you're no longer here. I have to treat you like God's child. No matter if you slipped or failed and you did something wrong that, made your light get turned off, I can't look at that. I have to cut all of that off. You God's baby. You Miss Johnson's baby that used to sing in the choir. I have to look at you as an individual, not a number. As an individual that's God's child. You are an innocent person that I need to investigate and make sure your cause of death is right.
That's very important.
Yeah, that's a transparency for me. Like, I feel like I know you, like, I'm with it. Okay, so first 90 days, you in office. What are your plans? Like, give me top 2 things you plan on working on just out the gate, out the door.
Out the gate, basically, my staff. You're going to have the heart that I have. I got to know that you for the people. I have to know that when I call you to go investigate a case, you have to treat it like it may be your brother or your sister. I need to know that you have the education and the mental stability to work this case. And then also, I need to be out with the community. I need to know what you need from the coroner's office. What can we do for you that we have never done? Because I can tell you, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Yes, I want to have a morgue. I want to have, 24 hours where you can call us. Your loved one may die at 2:00 in the morning. So you mean to tell me I can't talk to anybody till after 9?
Yep.
Oh, you say 8. You clock in at 8, but you don't talk to nobody till 9. I don't want you to stay on hold like that. If I'm up to answer this call at 2:00 in the morning, you should be able to talk to me. You should be able to have some type of comfort. But yeah, that's.
But see, I feel like in my mind, like the way I have so many thoughts.
Get them
but
out.
in my mind, though, it's like, I know that you want to be like the people's people. And I know that you want to make like every situation like personable in a sense. But in my mind, it's like, when will it cut off? Like, basically, when will the boundary come that, okay, this is my time? Like, or basically, do you kind of have to, in your mind, you feel like you give you away once you become the coroner?
No. I've done this job. Like I told you, I worked for the coroner's office for 11 years, and I was a deputy for 7 of those years. I don't give my life away. If it's something that is meant for you to do, is you're not giving anything away. You know, it's like, it's almost like second nature. You know, just like you all talk on this podcast, y'all are so comfortable and laid back, and I'm sitting on.
Yeah, we do be chilling.
Y'all don't know.
We do be
I
chilling,
am
Miss
so
Stephanie.
tight over here. I don't know,
I don't
but
know
you all are
why.
relaxed. But you are relaxed doing that. I'm relaxed in that field.
I feel
So
what you're
I'm not
saying.
giving anything away. This is what
It's just
I do.
added.
It's just
an
what I
add
do.
on
You
to
love
life
what you
already.
do. You
Yeah.
never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in it. Yeah, that's what's up. So, you having any more campaign activities going on?
Well, at this time, I have different people say, you know, we're having a function here and I need you to, you know, come out and let the people know who you are. Because every time I talk to somebody, they say, I didn't know you was running.
You the only one I know that's
We got to get your name out there.
Okay.
You came to
So
the right place.
that's it. You know, it's just getting out with the people in the community. You know, I promise, I don't have all that money. I can't put my signs on every corner of Hinds County. You're not gonna see my sign on every corner.
Hinds
But-
County is a big county.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nah, for real.
Utica, Raymond,
See, I go to
Clinton.
school in Utica.
You know, you're not gonna see my signs everywhere. But what you can see, you can see me and you can talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. Okay, so you know, it's like this bad stigma on Hinds County for like being so corrupt, right? Look, they say these people be taking the money, these people be doing all type of stuff.
Yeah.
Did any of that almost discourage you from running? Or do you just feel comfortable within yourself to where none
It
of that
made me
want to
run more.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
It made me want to run more. Yeah. You know, like I said, I'm not a robot. I'm not a puppet. You know, I'm for the people. And whatever the people need, that's what I'm going to do. That's just me.
Okay, honey.
Okay. So, what would you like to leave the people? Like, what are your final words for the people?
Give us something good now, Miss Stephanie.
TT.
Yeah,
The
this
TT.
auntie.
Baby, this TT.
You are. Like I said, I am married to my county.
Mm-hmm.
We here together. I want you all to come out and vote on November the 4th. Now, some of you all, I haven't voted since Lassie was a pup because you didn't believe in what she was doing. I want you to believe in me. I'm not just saying, you know, pretty words and stuff like that. I'm your person. I'm TT.
Right.
Call me. You need some question answered. You know, I haven't been in a job in a long time, but I still get phone calls from funeral homes, coroners, and stuff like that to assist me. But my thing of it is, if you want somebody that you truly can believe in and that can help you through the worst time of your life, Stephanie Meachum is your next Hinds County coroner.
Okay. You got something you
Look,
want to add?
I was gonna tell her to give us one reason why we should vote, but that was it. That was it with the
She
little
gave
cherry
us
on top.
multiple. Okay, so where's the campaign party gonna be at? Because I missed your rooftop event.
Oh,
I heard
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
That was really nice. I really enjoyed that. You know, we had Jazz by Jesse Primer the Third, you know, and all that stuff. And then we had Chris on the ones and twos.
Okay.
It was really nice.
I heard
But
about it.
I do understand that sometimes people need a little bit more.
Mhm.
You know, like who she is? I don't know. Should we go? No, I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And then don't go. But I do understand. I am my home people that have my back, and it's so many different type of people that go to the spot. And you all may know Capitol Grill. Y'all know Capitol Grill?
Yeah, we love Capitol Grill.
Yeah. That's my family because it's so many different people that come into Capitol Grill.
Okay, because I saw you endorsed by them, right?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I am.
Boom.
I am.
Yeah.
Um,
Best grilled chicken tenders. Yeah.
Yeah. Capitol Grill reach and touch a lot of people.
They do.
Right.
All ages.
A lot of races.
All thank you.
Very.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's they are not prejudiced to anything. I mean, you want it, you got it. If they don't have it, they gonna get it.
No, for real.
And that's where my campaign headquarters is going to be. And the owner, Lance, he's like, Steph, what you need? What you want? What you don't? What you doing this week?
Mm-hmm.
You need people like that in your corner,
There you go.
especially like speaking from the financial aspect of you saying like you ain't got all this money that all
No.
these other people have,
Don't.
all this campaign funding that these other people have, and that's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay to be the underdog sometimes, like it
Yeah.
truly is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it's also good to know that you have people like Lance
Mhm.
that want to make sure that you have whatever you need so that you can feel like you're on the same playing field as everybody else.
Right.
So yeah, that's very important. And shout out to Lance.
I know, for
Shout
real.
out to Lance for helping
Because
TT.
you believe in TT. For real, for real.
He do. He do. And it's like it's a family.
Mhm.
Just like I'm saying, Hinds County is my family. They my family.
Mhm.
Everybody that come in, we know it's just almost like cheers. Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Look, I have to ask you if you know some people off camera.
Oh, wow. God knows some people that be up in there. Oh, my God.
For
Well,
sure.
This was up. All right. Well, we appreciate you for being here with us.
We
I
truly do.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Hopefully we can help you reach a crowd that maybe you didn't
hope so.
touch, you know?
Yeah.
I really do. I really do. And like I said, really truly think about coming out to vote because, we have to help each other. We gotta, if we sit back and be quiet, nothing is gonna happen for us.
See some, say some, y'all.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm sorry.
Look, we done wrapped it up about 4 times, but come on.
I just got one more thing. Okay. There's a stigma that convicted felons can't vote.
Ain't that facts though?
No.
Certain convicted felons can vote.
Because when I tried to vote, they told me that I could vote, but my vote wouldn't count. I had to do another type of ballot. I don't know.
now
You know
that-
they be having some corrupt stuff going on at the
Now,
poll
I'm
sites.
just like,
you
I'm
know,
so
that's
serious.
something that we need to look into, and maybe you all's next podcast or something, and maybe you touch on it for a little bit, and we'll look it up and see. But they put stuff out there because they don't want us to vote.
That's very true.
But I still show up and I fill out the one that they give me. And I think in our communities, we Black and brown community, yes, we do have a lot of feelings. You're not alone. I'm one too. And they're under the impression that they can't vote, so they don't worry about voting or try to vote.
And in my mind, y'all, completely ignorant. I just thought that if you were a convicted felon, you just could not vote.
And it used to be that.
Yeah.
So maybe that we need to have a special episode
Yeah.
where we
We
dedicate
need to,
like the time to
that.
talk
To
about
look into
that.
it
Yeah,
more.
before November the 4th.
Yes, definitely.
For sure. Because I'm like you. I
Now,
thought
a good outlet to check is Mississippi Votes.
okay.
They will check everything. They will dot the I's, cross the T's. That is something that you all can get with, and I will get with definitely because I really want to know for sure.
Like that's something that's very important. I mean, if you have the right, please exercise it. Like,
Exercise it.
please, it's so important. It's very imperative that we all vote. So, especially
Right.
if you can, you putting it in your notes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm putting it in our group.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fact check
we
that
need to.
and touch back on
Because one thing I want to say, we are stronger in numbers.
We
you
are.
know.
Yeah.
We really are. And everybody's voice is very important. But I know I said it before, but we're going to go ahead and get ready to get up out of here. Love y'all. Be safe. Vote for TT.
Stephanie Meachum, your next Hinds County coroner.
Love y'all. Be safe. And don't drink the motherfucking water.